Hello, hello, and a wonderful day to you. I hope you're having an awesome on-passive day. You know, Mr. Mufareh came on yesterday to 360, and he was indicating that he was still our friend and could, possibly be our best friend in the not too distant future. I liked that. Now, he came on at the 35-minute mark of the video, and he said, that his appearance had been unplanned for the most part, but that he had some information for us and that he wanted to put that out so he didn't get behind. So he started out talking a little bit about the unexpected challenges that we've been through in our journey here recently, and prior to those challenges, we had some pretty incredible vision, some dreams and lots of harmony, as it were, a lot of hope. We still do, and even though our spirit's been dampened just a little bit, we're still seen as a beacon of hope for humanity by a whole lot of people. And as such, we've enabled the dreamers again going into this next little time for us where we're recovering, right? Now, we've had dreamers for quite a while and we've been dreaming right along. And for the most part, that's good and that's been beautiful, right? But once we hit those roadblocks, those challenges, if you will, it put a pretty severe cramp in our style, so to speak. And we've come through those challenges in so much as we know why they happened. We made some changes, got a fix put in place. And so we're still in it to win it. And we're still going to do it or die at any cost. Here's Mr. Mufareh.
We said right from the beginning that whatever it takes, we're going to take you to where you want to go. We have a dream and we want you to ride along. You did, you believed, and we said, if you're in it, you win it. And we said, we're going to do it or die at any cost. We were dead serious, by the way.
Now, following his open statements, Mr. Mufareh said that he wasn't primarily a businessman, and he joked lightly about his belonging in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the stupidest businessman that ever existed. I don't think any of us believe that, but he did remind us that he's got a different way of doing things, a better way of doing things, if you will, of enabling people and uplifting humanity. And it's more than apparent that there are a lot of people in the world that are crying out for exactly that, a business that creates success and lifts humanity. Of course, as members, we already knew all this.
Because I never claimed I'm a businessman, and I am a person who has a different way, better way to enable and uplift humanity. I don't care about running a business. And because of our intention, that will prevail always, because lots of people are crying out loud for what we have and what we propose.
So, regardless of the mistakes or the challenges or whatever they're called, the roadblocks, right, if you will, personally, I say they're more than roadblocks. The things that we've endured weren't meant just to stop us like a roadblock would. They were meant to destroy us, to derail us completely. And yeah, I believe that we are purposely sabotaged. And I can't imagine what Mr. Mufareh has gone through. I mean, this all happened in no small way, right? As a result, anyway, there have been a lot of changes made, and we can now go back to the way things were in a sense. And once we get those things behind us, we'll be heading into the next phase of our journey.
So, regardless of the mistakes or the challenges and all of that, cut that, like let's edit, go back to the good vibes, good old days, and we're just about to have these challenges behind us and not only go back to where we were before, but with much more experience, a better structure moving forward, that we're going to the next phase of our journey.
Now, we're going to be recognizing the next phase as being what and where we should have been a couple of years ago, before all this mess, before all this wrongdoing, this evil stuff got into our company. And you may, you might remember some of the key phrases like owning the internet and reshaping the planet and stuff like that. Now, following this, Mr. Mufareh came across with a very powerful message. And it quite simply is that we're not going to be changing because of what outsiders may try to do or what challenges we have to face. And we know this because we're based on love. And it's our compassion that drives our momentum. At the fundamental level, this is who we are.
But when we go to that next phase, you're going to recognize, okay, this what was supposed to happen. Now we get it when you were talking about reshape the planet. When you do this, this is what you meant, okay? Not just a beacon of hope for humanity moving ahead for the future, but also love is the foundation of our operation and execution. So we always have that in our heart. We are going to remain human. We're not going to change because of someone's wrongdoing. This is who we are.
Ash also talked about not letting others drag you down to their level, so to speak, right? To that mindset or to that lower energy, if you will, and reminded us that the things that we've gone through have served to make us stronger, and it's going to eventually make our victory all that much more sweet. And it's going to give us a realization that what we have in ONPASSIVE is all the more valuable because of what we've gone through. Now, most of us remember on June 24th, a couple months ago, our services were shut down. Well, you may not remember the exact date, but we know that it was shut down and it was messy, so to speak, ugly. But Ash has been working really hard and effectively to recover what was done at the time. And he's also let us know that he's going to be giving us updates about some of the things that have happened, at the corporate level, indicating that there have been some pretty severe changes going on. Anyway, Ash went on to talk about the three potential scenarios for reestablishing our mission and vision, for getting things back on track in a way, right? That was the whole reason he showed up on 360 in the first place, right? To share this information. Now, the first one and the most probable would be our recovery and reopening by the end of this month, August, like we were a couple of months ago. By recovery, I'm assuming that he means the OES is back up, along with payment processing and other stuff that he was working on before the roadblocks actually popped up. The second scenario has us recovering with some quote unquote missing ingredients. That's his phrase, not mine, by the end of September. Now, I'm not real sure what that means, but it sounds like there are some very dynamic things in play, fluid things, if you will, that depend on other things happening, right? So these are all action-oriented occurrences. And if any of these things don't happen when they need to, it can throw the whole process off. So the third scenario is one that he called worst case scenario, and it would have us getting back on track at the end of 3 months, in December, and then we'd take a few weeks to lay out and enter into phase 2, right? But in any case, I'm not the least bit worried about the time that it's going to be taken, or in particular, which scenario plays out. It just doesn't bother me. Potentially, we could come back on track and where we need to be by the end of this month, and then take September to plan the phase 2 rollout. Or it may be that we're on track by the end of December and looking at phase 2 moving into the new year, regardless of when it happens, right? Whenever we get to that point, when we're announcing phase 2, that's when we're going to be where we should have been 2 years ago. So keep your eye out for that.
We were able to conduct 3 different scenarios. I'm going to tell you A, B, C, and I'm going to say them in the order of the possibilities, okay? So the most probable is scenario A, which we could recover and reopen as we were 2 months ago, within days, potentially by the end of the month. That is hopeful and probable. All right, we're really doing whatever it takes to make that happen. Now, if that doesn't work, scenario B, which will be with some missing ingredients, that also could happen by the end of next month. So you got within August, by the end of August, scenario B, we're hopeful that's not the case. That will be another month. The ugliest scenario, I'm going to give you that, within 3 months, it's going to take 3 months to go to that point. Regardless, that is hopefully, I'm going to say, hopefully it will be just like a conceptual thing. It's not going to be it's the unlikely case. Now, whichever happens, we're talking about, it could be, let's focus on the first A and B. We're talking about not even having another month potentially. So we're roughly in the last quarter or third of getting back to where we are. And the minute we're back on that position, immediately we're going to announce the next phase of ONPASSIVE. And that is going to thrill you. The next phase of ONPASSIVE is where we were supposed to be a couple of years ago.
Now, as all of this unfolds, whether it takes 1 month or 3, we're going to be getting our swagger back, right? Our mojo. And we're going to be enjoying the company like we did before all these changes hit, and then some. So I'm choosing not to focus on the details, but rather to focus on the fact that we're on the way back, folks. We have things in place for complete recovery, and we've been told the worst case scenario is 3 months out, right? That's when we'll be on attack. That's worst case. We can live with that. We've not surrendered. We've not waved, or waved our white flag in a way, or thrown in the towel. And I know that what we've gone through has been painful. It's been a journey. But had we thrown the towel in and called it quits, man, that would have been catastrophic for a lot of us, not to mention the company. I mean, we'd have just, wow, Instead, we're moving forward, and we're going to continue to overcome all of these challenges.
We are talking about moving forward, yes, challenges, but no matter what, we're going to overcome them and go to the next phase. Coming back, it will be crystal clear how we move forward, and whether it's a month from now, a week from now, or 3 months from now, you're going to add to it a few weeks for us preparing to go to the next phase. This is the most beautiful stage in our journey, and the most beautiful and promising status that we're in right now. This is exactly what we've been working hard from day one, and those blockers have been removed and eliminated. Let God deal with them. All right. So I wasn't expecting, to be honest with you, that by now I will be able to foresee the exit or the outcome from this. As tense as it is, as tight it is, it's very promising. It's I could see the light. I could see the energy. You're going to be excited because from that moment and on, we're going to be in charge of telling you proper timelines. We're going to be more clear about, the direction. I'm telling you, it will explode because of what we have and what we have prepared.
Now, in this video, I've given some of my own thoughts, my opinions, right? And I wholeheartedly recommend viewing Ash's full commentary on the 360. The link to that video is in the description box below. Now, what Marty and the others have to say is well worth a listen, but Ash starts at about the 35-minute mark. Now, having said that, I'm choosing personally to believe that we're going to be back on track going into September, keeping a positive mindset and all that, right? But I'm also prepared to weather the storm in case we're not back on track until 3 months later, until we cross the new year, right? It's just something to think about. Make sure that you're doing what's right for you and your family while we're doing what's right for OnPassive. Now, I'm looking forward to returning to the OnPassive that we're used to and to feeling the love as we move forward. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an awesome, awesome OnPassive day.